Look, y'all can stop screaming about loyalty right now, because the ultimate hip-hop fairy tale is officially dead and buried. 50 Cent just went on a midnight rampage, allegedly dropped the real deal contract paperwork, and showed the whole damn world that Remy Ma apparently signed a deal that completely strips Papoose of his power, his titles, and his coin. We aren't talking about a minor disagreement here. Internet reactions suggest Papoose has been completely, legally erased from her entire empire. How do you do that to the one man who stood by you for 6 long years while you were behind bars? The streets are losing their minds because industry observers noticed Papoose quietly scrub the title, manager of Remy Ma, straight out of his social media bios, just days before 50 Cent unleashed this bomb. That is not a coincidence. That is a pattern. Critics argue Remy completely sold out the only person who ever truly had her back the second a bigger corporate bag was waved in her face. But supporters believe there is a much darker corporate squeeze happening behind the scenes that forced her hand. But wait until you hear what's actually written in the fine print of that leaked document, because it gets so much pettier. We're talking about a specific, ruthless clause that doesn't just lock him out of the money, it legally bars him from even stepping foot into the room where her new brand deals are made. Was this Remy's choice? Or did corporate executives demand Papoose be thrown to the wolves before they cut the check? You see, everyone is jumping down Remy's throat for doing her husband dirty, but a messy insider whisper suggests Papoose might not even be the victim in this scenario. What if I told you he was the one who wanted out of the contract first? To understand why the internet is completely losing its collective mind over these leaked documents, you have to look at the sheer weight of what is being destroyed right now. We aren't just talking about a standard rap manager getting fired, we are talking about the dismantling of hip-hop's ultimate blueprint for loyalty. When Remy Ma was facing a massive 6-year prison sentence back in 2008, the entire industry expected her career, her brand, and her personal life to completely evaporate. Instead, Papoose did the unthinkable. He locked himself down, married her inside a courtroom right before she was sent away, and spent over half a decade turning himself into a human billboard for her name. He didn't just wait. He fought for her, kept her name alive in every interview, and managed her brand from a prison phone. That is exactly why the public perception has shifted from minor curiosity to pure, unadulterated outrage. Fans are looking at these alleged contract screenshots and feeling a deep sense of personal betrayal. The comment sections are an absolute war zone, with people shouting that if a man who stood by you through a literal federal prison bid can get legally erased from your paperwork, then love in the entertainment industry is officially a myth. Supporters of Papoose are calling this the ultimate cautionary tale of doing too much for someone who will eventually outgrow you, while critics are straight up labeling Remy's alleged new business structure as a cold-blooded eviction of the man who built the house she's sitting in. But the plot thickens when you look at how the corporate landscape actually views a relationship like theirs. Behind the scenes, major record labels and mainstream corporate sponsors don't care about your prison vows or your ride-or-die narrative. Industry observers have pointed out for years that corporate executives view spouse managers as a massive liability. They want sterile, corporate-backed management teams who answer to a board of directors, not a protective husband who is going to fight tooth and nail for every single percentage point. The consequence of Remy trying to step into these new, massive mainstream rooms meant she was allegedly forced to make a choice. Keep your husband on the payroll and stay independent, or cut the emotional ties to secure the generational wealth. This brings us directly to the first major twist that is sending shockwaves through the blogs. Word on the street is that this contract didn't just accidentally leave Papoose's name off the executive producer credits. Rumors suggest the paperwork contains a highly restrictive, aggressive third-party intervention clause. In plain English, that means the contract allegedly forces Remy to legally guarantee that no family members, specifically meaning her husband, can have any legal, financial, or creative say over her new catalog or brand deals. It is a legal force field designed to keep Papoose entirely on the outside looking in, stripping him of the right to protect the very brand he spent a decade keeping alive. The emotional fallout from this is already playing out in real time based on how these two are moving in public. If you look at the timeline, the cracks were showing long before 50 Cent decided to drop his little grenade. Throughout 2024 and 2025, Remy began showing up to major industry galas, fashion weeks, and red carpets entirely solo, looking every bit like a single, independent mogul. Meanwhile, Papoose was spotted at low-key community events, completely detached from the high-glitz lifestyle she was suddenly immersing herself in. The public started peeking onto their social media pages, noticing that the constant stream of supportive couple posts had completely dried up, replaced by sterile, promotional solo content. Now, critics are arguing that this entire situation proves Remy has completely changed her stripes since getting a taste of mainstream corporate acceptance. The narrative circulating on TikTok and X suggests that she used Papoose's loyalty as a shield when she was at her lowest point, only to discard him the second she reached a tax bracket where his protection was no longer required. It's an incredibly ugly look that is completely alienating her core fan base, the everyday people who loved her specifically because she and Papoose represented real, unconditional street loyalty. Her entire brand identity is taking a massive hit because people can tolerate a lot of things in hip-hop, but blatant ingratitude is rarely one of them. Yet, on the flip side of this drama, a new perspective is emerging from people who understand the brutal reality of the music business. A few industry insiders are whispering that this might not be a case of Remy turning her back on her man, but rather a calculated, mutual decision to save their household income. If the corporate gatekeepers refuse to cut a $20 million check while Papoose is running the show, the smartest financial move for the family is for him to step down legally while still collecting the benefits behind closed doors. But if that was the plan, why does the energy feel so incredibly hostile? Why the sudden bio scrubs? And why does Papoose look like a man who just got completely blindsided by the legal department? The consequences of this leak are stretching far beyond a simple contract dispute. It's completely redefining how people view their entire marriage. Everyone is realizing that when you mix marriage with multi-million-dollar corporate contracts, someone always ends up getting compromised. And right now, all signs point to Papoose being the one left holding the short end of the stick. But just as the internet was getting ready to completely cancel Remy Ma for being the villain of the year, a whole new layer of information started leaking out about what Papoose was doing in the dark right before this paperwork went public. Enter 50 Cent. If there is one person in the entire hip-hop ecosystem who knows exactly how to weaponize a legal document to completely incinerate someone's reputation, it's him. The timing of this midnight drop wasn't random. It was a calculated strike executed right when Remy Ma was trying to build momentum for her new corporate partnerships. 50 Cent didn't just leak the papers. He framed them with his trademark aggressive commentary, essentially telling the world that Remy's entire ride-or-die persona was a carefully constructed lie. The immediate reaction from the culture was absolute chaos, because while 50 Cent is known for being a world-class instigator, his track record for exposing authentic paperwork is disturbingly accurate. The internet went into an absolute frenzy trying to decode the screenshots before they were abruptly wiped from his profile. This sudden deletion didn't quiet the storm, it amplified it tenfold. Internet reactions suggest that the quick takedown wasn't a change of heart, but rather a sign that 50 Cent's legal team realized he had leaked proprietary corporate data that wasn't meant for public consumption. Fans began archiving the images, zooming in on the redacted lines, and pointing out that the specific font and formatting perfectly matched the paperwork of a major mainstream distribution powerhouse. Critics immediately argued that the panic to erase the post proved the document was 100% authentic, leaving Remy's team completely defenseless and scrambling for a PR strategy. What makes this specific leak so incredibly damaging is the language used regarding the sole ownership of Remy's new music catalog and intellectual property. According to public discussion surrounding the leaked text, the contract states that all master recordings and licensing rights belong exclusively to Remy's newly formed corporate entity, an entity that completely bars any joint marital assets from touching the revenue. Industry observers noticed that this completely contradicts how they used to do business, where every deal was funneled through their shared management company. The consequence of this new structure is massive. If Remy and Papoose ever decide to split personally, Papoose walks away with absolutely zero legal claim to any of the music or content she creates moving forward. This realization shifted the public discourse from anger to intense suspicion regarding 50 Cent's true motives. Why does 50 Cent care enough about Remy Ma's management structure to put his own legal freedom on the line? The street commentary instantly pivoted to the deep-rooted alliances in New York hip-hop, with fans speculating that 50 Cent isn't just trolling for clicks, he's acting as a heat-seeking missile on behalf of a hidden industry ally. Speculation is running rampant that someone very powerful in the corporate office wanted Remy isolated from Papoose's protective eye, and they deliberately handed 50 Cent the loaded gun, knowing he would be chaotic enough to pull the trigger on social media. The silence coming from both Remy and Papoose's camps during this entire internet meltdown has been deafening. Usually, when a fake rumor circulates, publicists drop an immediate denial to protect the bag. Instead, the entire camp went completely dark. This lack of response has triggered a wave of judgment from commentators who argue that their silence is a loud, ringing confession. Supporters are desperately waiting for a unified front, a simple picture of the couple smiling together to shut down the blogs. But as the hours tick by without a single word, the narrative that their professional and personal partnership has utterly collapsed is hardening into accepted fact across the timeline. As the discourse intensified, fans started digging back into old interviews, realizing that the emotional tension between the two had been building under the surface for months. Commentators pointed out that whenever Papoose was asked about Remy's upcoming business ventures in recent media appearances, his tone wasn't his usual enthusiastic, hype man energy. He was giving short, formal, almost detached answers, steering the conversation back to his own independent ventures. The public is now connecting those dots, realizing that the contract leak isn't the start of a war. It's the public explosion of a Cold War that has been tearing their business empire apart behind closed doors for over a year. The fallout is now bleeding heavily into the comment sections of Remy's corporate sponsors, with fans actively threatening to boycott her upcoming projects if the rumors about her cutting Papoose out turn out to be true. People are writing essays on Instagram and TikTok about how they can no longer support an artist who allegedly deletes the very person who sacrificed his own prime years to keep her relevant. The narrative has completely slipped out of Remy's control, transforming her from a respected hip-hop pioneer into a corporate cautionary tale of what happens when you prioritize a mainstream check over real-life loyalty. But just when the internet thought the situation couldn't get worse, a shocking new detail emerged from the shadows that completely turned this entire narrative on its head, proving that Papoose might not be the victim we all think he is. The narrative didn't just shift, it completely imploded. The internet's collective jaw dropped when the conversation violently pivoted away from corporate greed and straight into the lingering, messy ghost of the Easy the Block Captain drama. Suddenly, Remy Ma wasn't being framed as a cold corporate climber. She was being painted as a woman whose personal fallout had officially dismantled her business empire. To separate reality from the internet noise, here are the confirmed public facts. Remy Ma, Papoose, and battle rapper Easy the Block Captain became the center of a massive social media cheating scandal between 2023 and 2024. Throughout that entire public storm, Papoose maintained an absolute, ironclad silence on his timelines, refusing to feed the blogs. Furthermore, public business registries show that in early 2026, Remy Ma officially restructured her primary entertainment LLCs, moving them entirely under a new corporate umbrella. That restructuring is exactly where the online speculation takes a sinister turn. The timeline shifted rapidly when fans connected the dots between the old cheating rumors and the new leaked paperwork. The dominant theory exploding across TikTok and X right now suggests that this contract leak wasn't 50 Cent's random act of malice, it was a retaliatory strike. Rumors are swirling that an insider directly connected to Easy the Block Captain's camp obtained the documents and fed them to 50 Cent to completely humiliate the couple and expose that Papoose had allegedly been legally castrated from the business as a direct consequence of the personal marital breakdown. The industry reactions to this development have been swift and cutthroat. High-level executives inside the urban pop culture niche are pointing out that when personal scandals turn this toxic, mainstream corporate sponsors draw a hard line. According to insiders, a major sponsor allegedly threatened to pull a multi-million-dollar funding deal unless Remy's brand was completely separated from the ongoing marriage drama. The ultimate consequence: Remy was reportedly forced into a corner where she had to legally execute a clean slate contract to save her bag, even if it meant signing paperwork that stripped her husband of his management titles and executive power. By the time the timeline hit the current week, the public perception had completely flipped. The narrative transitioned from fans feeling angry at Remy to feeling an overwhelming sense of pity and vindication for Papoose. The comment sections have turned into a massive judgment zone, with commentators arguing that Papoose's total silence during the easy drama wasn't him being weak. It was him quietly securing his legal exit strategy so he could walk away with his dignity intact when the business contract finally blew up. The emotional tension has reached an absolute boiling point, leaving the entire hip-hop community staring at a shattered legacy, waiting to see who is going to make the final, devastating move. Right now, we are looking at an absolute corporate and marital standoff. The paperwork is out there. 50 Cent has already lit the match, and the entire hip-hop community is left staring at the ashes of what used to be the industry's most unbreakable couple. Neither Remy Ma nor Papoose have stepped forward to deny a single line of these leaked documents, and that silence is telling the public absolutely everything they need to know. But the biggest unresolved mystery that should be keeping everybody awake at night is this: who actually handed 50 Cent those private contracts? Because 50 doesn't just stumble onto Remy's proprietary music deals by accident. Someone on the inside wanted Papoose publicly humiliated, and they knew exactly who to call to ensure the damage was absolute. I need y'all to drop everything and flood the comment section right now. If a man stands by you for 6 years while you're behind bars, is there any corporate bag or mainstream deal on earth that justifies legally erasing his name from the paperwork? Did Remy officially sell out the only man who ever had her back? Or is Papoose just making a smart, quiet exit to save his own dignity? Hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications, because this story is developing by the second. Don't blink, because the moment Papoose finally decides to break his silence and drop his own paperwork, this entire industry is going to shake to its absolute core. Stay tuned.